students, come to my channel Mystery Unfolded. In this channel, we try to unfold the mysteries which are around us. And today we are unfolding the mystery of life processes. This is the series in which we will talk about different life processes, which are the topics which are dealt in class 10th. So today we have life process part 2, means we are going to talk about the second vital life process, which is known as respiration. Right, respiration. We all respire, and whenever we take the I know whenever the word respiration comes in your mind, few more words simultaneously arises, and that is breathing, oxygen, carbon dioxide. And since we have studied about cell organelles in class 9th, so mitochondria, and at last energy, because there is a close relation between respiration and energy. So what is this relation? That we will talk about in this chapter. But better first to know that how respiration and nutrition are related, and what we have studied or what we learned in our previous topic, that is nutrition. So let's have a recap of previous topic. In previous topic we have studied about nutrition, and by the end of the topic we came to know that nutrition is a process by which living organisms take food to get energy. And in this process, green plants prepare food by autotrophic mode of nutrition, and in that process, solar energy is being converted into chemical energy, and then this energy gets stored in the bonds of glucose molecule, and this glucose molecule and the other nutrients which are formed in plants that get stored in the body of these autotrophs or plants in their complex forms. As we all know that starch is the complex form of glucose, just like that amino acids means nitrogen that get stored in proteins, oils get have fats. So all these nutrients get stored in the body of autotrophs. Now we animals like us, which we call heterotrophs, take food from autotrophs and sometimes from other heterotrophs also, which eventually depend upon autotrophs only. So ultimately we take the food from autotrophs either directly or indirectly. We the complex, or we can say that most evolved organisms are holozoic organisms, means we take solid food, and this solid food is needs to be digested, means broken down into simpler forms, and it happens in our digestive system. We have studied in last topic that this complete digestion of this food takes place in our small intestine, and here in small intestine itself the digested food is being absorbed by its wall and sent to the blood, and then the blood carries these digested molecules, these simpler molecules, to each cell. Means by the process of digestion, absorption and assimilation, the digested food means glucose, amino acids, they reaches into the cells of body, each and every cell of body with blood. Now, what happens with the food which reaches to the blood? Okay, what happens? The food gets burned or oxidized in presence of oxygen in cell, because we all know that whenever a complex molecule or anything burns, it breaks into its simpler forms. So same thing happens with food molecules or glucose which reaches to the cell, means it gets oxidized so that it can be broken down. What happens here? You can see here that glucose combines with oxygen and forms carbon dioxide, water along with energy. Okay, so this is the, you can see that this is the formula. C6H12O6 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2O plus energy. 38 molecules of ATP is formed when glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen. Okay, so let's define respiration. How respiration can be defined? So we can define respiration as a process which involves stepwise breakdown of glucose molecule to release energy inside a cell or inside a living organism. Okay, I am repeating, the process which involves stepwise breakdown of glucose molecule to release energy inside cell is called cellular respiration or respiration. Respiration always takes place inside living organisms or inside cell. Okay, this is the equation to remember. Now the question arises that do all organisms respire in the same way, or are there some organisms which are not getting oxygen? Yeah, there are certain organisms which don't get oxygen, but still they release energy, although in small amount. The organism like yeast, they do not get an oxygen. So here incomplete breakdown of glucose takes place. Here what happens? Glucose is broken down into ethanol and carbon dioxide, and again it also releases energy, but only 2 molecules of ATP. Means in this process very small amount of ATP is formed and glucose is breaking down into ethanol and carbon dioxide. It is not breaking into carbon dioxide and water. Means complete breakdown of glucose is not taking place. One more thing I would like to mention over here, you might be knowing that whenever we run fast, we feel pain after a long run. Why it happens? Have you thought of? What happens? Let's see. Actually, when we run, our muscles start working. They contract and they do hard work. And at that time, what happens? The muscles ask for more energy. Muscles tells that I need more energy, supply more oxygen to us. Brain also thinks, yeah, I have to supply more oxygen, and our breathing rate also becomes faster. But still, the supply is not sufficient. So in that case, the muscles don't stop respiring, but they continue breaking down of the molecule of glucose. But as sufficient amount of oxygen is not reaching there, then what happens? There also glucose is being broken down into lactic acid, which is also not the simplest form. Lactic acid is also the intermediate form, and these lactic acid gets accumulated in muscle cells, which causes pain in the muscles. And that's why after a long run, athletes are being asked to jog for a while so that oxygen supply can be normalized. So while running fast, the muscles are said to incur on oxygen debt, means they are needing more oxygen, so they are asking for more oxygen again and again. So as we have seen, whatever we have discussed till now, through that what we came to know, that the process of respiration have three parts. In first part, glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen to carbon dioxide and water, which releases large quantity of energy. In second step, we have seen glucose is broken down in absence of oxygen, fully absence of oxygen, in ethanol and carbon dioxide, with release of small amount of energy. And in third case, we have seen glucose is broken down in insufficient oxygen to lactic acid and small amount of energy. This altogether, glucose is undergoing three paths to break down. So now we can say that respiration can be divided into two major parts: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is the type of respiration in which breakdown of glucose molecules takes place in presence of oxygen, and the end products are carbon dioxide, water, and tremendous amount of energy. While in anaerobic respiration, glucose molecule is broken down either in absence of oxygen or in insufficient oxygen, and the end products depend upon presence or absence of oxygen. So altogether, now we can say that respiration is of two types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. And anaerobic respiration have two pathways. One is alcoholic fermentation and another one is lactic acid fermentation. This is the pathway of respiration. The respiration does not take place immediately, means glucose is not directly broken down its end product, but it undergoes several steps. What happens? First of all, glucose converts into pyruvate. Pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. Glucose converts into pyruvate and it happens in cytoplasm. Now, if oxygen is present, the pyruvate enters into mitochondria, and with oxygen it breaks down into carbon dioxide, which is 1-carbon molecule compound, and a lot of ATPs, 38 molecules of ATP. And if it is entering into muscle cell and it is getting insufficient oxygen, then lactic acid is forming and 2 molecules of ATP will form. Now make it also clear that pathways of anaerobic respiration: in each cell, glucose is being broken down into pyruvate and or pyruvic acid, and the pyruvic acid converts into alcohol. This process is also known as fermentation, and this entire process takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. The same in muscle cell, the glucose converts into pyruvate and then pyruvate converts into lactic acid. This also takes place in cytoplasm, means in anaerobic respiration, mitochondria does not play any role. Mitochondria has a role only in aerobic respiration. And this is aerobic respiration. Glucose converts into pyruvic acid, and then the pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria, and then here pyruvic acid is being broken down into water, water and carbon dioxide. Okay, so these are the chemical reaction of anaerobic respiration. Okay, and this is the final pathway of summary of all types of respiration. Glucose in cytoplasm is converting into pyruvate, and then if it is getting oxygen, in presence of oxygen it is converting into carbon dioxide, water and energy, and in lack of oxygen or insufficient oxygen it is converting into lactic acid and energy, and in absence of oxygen it is converting into ethanol and carbon dioxide along with energy. So this is all about the process of respiration. Now after this, what we will talk about? Aerobic respiration requires oxygen. Then what are the sources of oxygen for different organisms? And what is the ways of getting oxygen by different organisms? These are the questions which we need to talk about, and that we will discuss in our other episode. So thank you students, see you again.